Hi guys, last class we talked about side similarities and side similarities. Today we're going to talk about angle similarities. So if two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then two triangles are similar. That's something that we actually kind of discovered through the activity last class. So if the given is angle J is congruent to angle X, angle L is congruent to angle Z, okay, so we can actually mark it on the picture. So angle J is congruent to angle X, okay, and then angle L is congruent to angle Z. Okay, then can we say triangle JKL is similar to triangle XYZ? Okay, so let's take a look at the example. Given is VX is parallel to ZY. So that is given. Alright, now we're using reflexive property. So reflexive property is something is equal to itself. So which one should I use? We know that triangle WVX and triangle WZY have common angle, which is angle W. So angle W is congruent to angle W. Okay? Alright. So in order to say angle similarities, we need to find one more angles that are congruent. And given is VX is parallel to ZY. So can we say, and then so VX and ZY is parallel, so WZ, this line is a transversal of those two parallel lines. Can we say this angle is congruent to this angle? So angle WV X is congruent to angle WZY. And what do we call that? That's corresponding angle postulate. Then we can say triangle WVX is similar to WZY because angle similarities. Okay? Very easy. Now find the missing side of triangle. Angle line AB and ED are parallel. Show that triangles are similar. Then find the length of EC. So we don't really need to show that triangles are similar because we know that angle C is reflexive to angle C and angle CDE is congruent to angle CBA because they are corresponding angles. And we just did it in the previous question, so I don't think we need to show that two triangles similar. So we know that these two triangles are similar. Then, how do you find the length of EC? EC. Okay, so how do I do that? You can solve this problem by setting up the proportion. So we know that triangle CDE is similar to triangle CBA. So we can set up the proportional statement CD, which is 4, over CB, which is 4 plus 8, 12. Is that right? Equals. Do we know the length of CE? So that's going to be X. And we know that EA is 12. So we can set it up X over X plus 12. Is that right? Okay. Now you need to solve the proportion. Pause the video, solve the proportion, please. Okay. So did everyone get X equals 6? Okay. Now, example 2, very similar thing. So you need to show that triangles are similar. We already kind of did, it's very similar things. Angle J is congruent to angle J because reflexive. And we can say JKL is congruent to JMN, right? So we know that triangle JKL is similar to triangle JMN, correct? Alright, then we're going to be able to find x and y using the proportional statement. So how do you set up the proportion for this one? Let's figure it out for x first. Okay, so we can use the proportion 9 over, the whole thing is what? 22.5. The small triangle over big triangle. Okay, and how do you set this up? We don't know the length of JL, but we know that JL will be 37.5 minus x, because we know that the whole thing is 37.5. So 37.5 minus x over 37.5. And you can actually solve the proportion there. How do you set up the next one? We can set it up as 9 over 22.5 equals 7.5 over y, so that we can solve for both x and y. Why don't you pause the video and work on that question? Okay, so these are the answer. X is 22.5 and y is 18.75. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so show that the triangles are similar, then solve for x. You know, we're not going to show that two triangles are similar because we already know that this angle is common, so it's a reflexive property, and these two are parallel, so we can say corresponding angles are congruent, right? But then let's solve for x. So we need to set up the proportion for small triangle versus big triangle. So small triangle is 16 over what? The big triangle is 16 plus 4, which is 20, equals x plus 2 over 25. Correct? Okay, why don't you pause the video and solve the problem. Once you're done with number 3, you can check your answer. Alright, so the answer is x equals 18. Alright, question number 4. Determine whether ML is parallel to GH. In order to say BMN and GH is parallel, we have to say, oh, these two angles are congruent. In order to do that, we have to prove that triangle LNM is similar to LHG. Is that correct? So how do you prove that these two lines are parallel? Then you have to prove that these two triangles are similar. In order to prove that, all we have is we have the measurement of the sides. So we have to see if their sides are proportional. Is that correct? So we have to set up the proportional statement and see if that proportion is true. So which one is the small one? So LN is 48 over the whole triangle, the big triangle, LH, which is 49, equals. This side is LM, which is 57, over 57 plus 19, 76. And we have to see if they are proportional. So we have to cross multiply. Okay. The look of it is totally different. It's not proportional, but let's just do it anyway. 48 times 76 is going to be 3,648. And product of 57 times 49 is 2,793. Are they equal? No. That means they are not proportional. Therefore, we can't say these two triangles are congruent, similar, and therefore we can't say MN is parallel to GH. So, no. We have to say no, they are not parallel. Okay. Once we're done with this video, guys, you can stop the video, and then you can work on your homework for tonight. All right? I'll see you in class. Bye.